Mm. All right, and welcome everybody. What's going on? Hope you guys are having a lovely Tuesday evening. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite nerdy podcast. That podcast being Comic.
Yes! Weeb! Ha! Ha! Ha!
I'm your co-host James, aka Comics for Cheap, aka hashtag Send It to James, aka Fired After the Movie Comes Out, and I got my co-host here with me.
He damn sure did. It's your boy Chris, aka I need you to hit me with the music, Chase. Come on, brother. Like Santa, aka Warriors. They came out to play, aka super cold. What? Water. Sponsored by nobody, because we
still nobody.
Still don't got no sponsors. It's coming though. They coming. They
still
coming.
Can't even get Manscaped on here, bro. I've been trying to trim my pubes for the last 6 months. I can't get Manscaped.
We need your help, brother. Come on, help us out. That's possible.
I got a jungle going on right now. I need the sponsorship, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yo, man, bro, we need some help, bro. Need some help.
Need some help up in here.
Right.
All right, so this is ComicXWeeb, your favorite nerdy podcast where we talk about everything pop culture, but mostly comic books, movies, anime. Go ahead and hit that like button, smash it. Whether you're catching us live or on the replay, we appreciate you. We're here every Tuesday at 8, and we have quite a bit of things to talk about today. I think we're going to kick it off with some sports.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what we were briefly going over. So yeah, let's kick it off with that. We had as far as NBA goes, we had the Warriors taking home the ring with in game, was it game 6? I think it was game 6 that they won, right?
It was game 6. Tuck them out in 6.
All right. What do you got to say about the game? What's our game analysis?
It was great, man. Y'all need to go check out the boy Instagram, because I talked a little bit about it up there. We're gonna talk more, but man, it was great seeing Steph get it done. Because it was about time. You know, I kept getting tired, just like I said on Instagram. You know, I got tired of hearing them disrespect Steph by saying he didn't perform well in the playoffs, but when you look at his numbers, it's a whole different story. Just like in the finals that Iguodala won the finals in 2015, he won the finals trophy. He shouldn't have won it. He got it. He averaged 16 points, and he slowed down LeBron. LeBron still averaged plus 30 points on this dude. His shooting percentage was low, but no, LeBron still torched him. It really, he shouldn't have got it. Steph Curry averaged about 28 points. He had a true shooting percentage, which forms every part of the aspect of your game as an offensive player, was a 58.5. It basically, it's 58.7, which basically crapped up to 59. So that is a great number to have. That's higher than many other shooting percentages in the NBA Finals, period. Like, that was super high. Like, this dude performs, and he went out there and he did it. He did what he had to do. He went out there and he carried that team. And then what made it so great, they tried to attack him defensively. No. He still held his ground, still played good defense. Underrated defender. He's not a great defender, don't get it twisted, but he's an underrated defender. And yeah, I'm a giant Steph Curry fan. We all know that. But the dude has always performed and never got the credit he truly deserves. 4-time NBA champion now. 2-time MVP. One of them is unanimous. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. No one in the league has ever done that, ever. How many NBA All-Star games he's been to? 4-time first NBA, multiple other second-time, third-time NBA player. The guy changed the game. Just changed how the game is played now. Guys weren't shooting like this beforehand.
No.
And Steph came around and literally just started shooting from anywhere. This guy, you literally have to guard him before he gets to the damn, like when he gets in the parking lot, you need to start guarding him then.
In the parking lot.
You need to start guarding him while he catches some Z's. So as soon as he wake up, you on everything. You are on this man, ready to make sure he ain't doing nothing. That's what you need to do. And that's because he can shoot from anywhere. Like, this dude is unreal, and I'm just so happy that he's finally getting the respect. And people are like, well, is he a top 10 player? Damn right he's a top 10 player. I got him as a top 5 player, honestly. But he's definitely a top 10 player. So I'm just happy my boy got it done, James. What you think, man?
I agree. It was a nice bounce back from the previous game that I had watched, because I only watched games 5 and 6 of the series, honestly. But still, great bounce back, great performance. And I also wanted to say, just general notes wise, that I also see the huge influence that Steph Curry has in the game. Just ridiculous, because I mean, before, when I was growing up, and the game was 100% take it to the hole, and then if you have a shot, like if you have a kick out as your second option, was the type of thing. Now when I watch an NBA game, it's all about people trying to pull up these jumpers 5-6 foot off the 3-point line, still trying to pull up and shoot everything. And I know it's 100% inspired by Steph Curry, but no one can do it like him. No one can do it like him. So no one's hitting the percentage numbers like you're talking about. No one, just, he is the best shooter in the game. I mean, period. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, because there were multiple times where I was watching the Celtics trying to come back and trying to return, and they were just pulling up these threes, and they were making a brick house out of this, out of what they were doing. Instead of, they could have easily taken a lane. Someone could have cut, pick and roll, give and go, whatever you wanted to do, to just crash the boards. And crash the boards is really what they had to do. But instead, everyone's just playing perimeter game, and you have all 5 players playing perimeter. It just makes no fucking sense to me personally. Just the way that I grew up playing the game, it just doesn't make sense to me. But if that's how they wanted to play, that's how they wanted to play. But there were a few times I was sitting there like, why doesn't he just try to drive to the basket? Or like, why isn't someone posting up to, like, or boxing out, or like anything? I was just like, what is happening? And then on the other end, you had Curry just draining it from outside the line. And you gotta, I'm again not huge basketball, so you gotta help me out. Who was the other dude who was just draining the 3 points as well?
Klay Thompson was putting in a little bit of work. Andrew Wiggins was definitely Andrew Wiggins was amazing out there. So
you had 3 characters on Golden State just making it rain, and you know, still taking it to the hoop. I still saw Golden State taking it to the hoop on top of that. So I think that's really where they were beat. They just, Celtics weren't physical enough to match the game style that Golden State was putting up. So props to Curry, props to the whole thing. We have Phil asking a question here. Phil is saying, you need to clarify, you think Steph Curry is 5 in the league or all time?
All time. I actually think he's a top 5 all time. And I know that's tough. That is a tough take, because it's like, who are you putting him past? That's a tough take. I know it is. But I actually think that Steph Curry can make an argument for top 5. Well, he's already top 5 in the game right now. There's no question about that. Come on. But I'm talking about all time. Hot take right there. That's a hot take. But I would actually put him in the top 5 all time. But no matter what, he's hands down. Whether you definitely, I know a lot of people disagree with that, but he's definitely, I feel you can't disagree with, he's a top 10 player right now of all time in the league. Like, of all time, you can't tell me that this man is not a top 10 player. You just can't. You just can't.
The influence that he has on the new menu at Subway. Yeah, that's not what I was talking about. And you wouldn't treat Tom Brady like that, so I don't know, you know. Shut up. Subway's not sponsoring this fucking show. We got Phil say, you also said best shooter of all time. I said I think that he's like the best shooter in the game for sure.
He is the best shooter of all time. I definitely said that. There's no question, because if you look at the top, like let's say the top 3 greatest shooters, who are you gonna say? You're gonna say Ray Allen, you're gonna say Reggie Miller, and then you'll say Steph. And Steph is better than both of them. Steph is a better shooter than both those guys. And he's a more impactful player than both those guys, hands down.
All right. Rob says, Black Santa, what is your take on the fact that shooters like Curry are simply shooting from where the 3-point line used to be back in the day because they have moved the 3-point line closer?
That's an interesting one. They did adjust it, not too much, but if you look at Curry, the way Curry shoots, though, this dude will just pull up anywhere, and he'll shoot the ball. And when he shoots, in the past, that was 100% a bad shot. Mm-hmm. When he shoots it, you're scared. I think Steph Curry is, and this is the whole thing with the whole shoot. Now, I do think too many guys rely on the 3-point shot who don't even have a 3-point shot. Like, it kills me so many times when I see LeBron taking these shots where I'm like, dude, you still got enough gas to just go in the lane and no one's going to be able to stop you. Like, make these better plays. So I do think the game overall, with the way the shooting has become, is a little bit worse. But that's another story. But when it comes to Steph, when he shoots, I think Steph Curry is the most – he breaks your spirit more than any other player in sports to me. His 3-point shot just deflates a team more than any dunk does. Because if you look at some of the shots he made, there were some shots where literally Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown was in his face, hand in his face, perfectly played defense. He just pulls up, shoots it, and it just goes in. And you're just sitting there like, I can't do anything else. Like, if a guy makes a dunk, you can stop that. You just didn't. You can stop a guy from dunking. A guy goes in there and do a touchdown and this and that. You can stop that in a lot of ways. Of course, there's times where a guy's too fast, you can't catch him. But there's ways to stop those kind of things. When a guy like that, like Steph, shoot these threes and you just can't even do anything, that deflates not just the defender, that deflates the whole bench. Your coach got his head down and he can't even scream at you and get mad because you made a shot that's basically impossible.
Now, this one I feel like could take a lot of time for us to go over. So I don't know if you want to answer this one, Chris, but Rob is saying top 10 players of all time.
That could take a while. So I might just put that on Instagram or something, but that could take a while. But yeah, that's going to take a while because I will have to go into a legit breakdown on that. But what we'll probably do for sure, to clarify a little bit more, next week's episode, we'll probably put a little bit more started off with me going down the top. Maybe I'll put the top 10 on Instagram, do a little description, do a little quick thing next week's show when we kick it off or something like that. But I don't want to do that right now because we still got so much other stuff to get into. But I definitely got an interest in top 10. But I would love to see some of y'all's in the comments, though. Y'all can definitely put y'all's down and we'll say something about it.
Follow Chris on Instagram at Chris, a.k.a. Black Santa. You can go ahead and hit him up there on Instagram. He has a post up already. We're working on a logo for him. Gazer is working on it currently. So we're doing that, but he is there. That is really his account. And we're working on building him up slowly but surely here. But yeah, so great stuff there. A little bit of as far as on the hockey side of sports going on right now. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to say real quick, it's crazy to me that the NBA draft is already happening. Like, I feel like there was no space at all, like no breathing room. We're just jumping straight for, like, the finals just happened and they're like, boom, draft.
Yeah, that's just how it is nowadays, bro. Especially considering, though, there was some little wackiness on how the season technically started because of everything that happened with COVID last year too. So yeah, it's just how it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so
just
it's
like
so
a
quick.
little.
It's so quick. It feels like
it was
the
very
NFL
quick.
draft. The season ended, and it felt like the NFL draft was just like right here, and it was like, oh, didn't they just win the champ? Okay, cool, whatever. We're here now. It's just
I'm
right
excited for the NFL. Shit has been crazy in the off season. I am ready for August to come here. Like, I'm just ready. Every time I say that to Alexis, she freaks out because she has like shit she wants to get done this summer. But like, I'm just fucking ready for the NFL to start. I'm just, I love it. Can't get enough. As far as hockey goes, we saw Tampa Bay get smoked in the first two games, and then finally came back last night with the third game while in Tampa. So Tampa Bay, the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion. Even though it should have an asterisk next to it because it was two bullshit seasons. So they're finally playing a good team, and they got whooped in game 2, 7-0. That was pretty embarrassing. Just absolutely spanked. And then last night they finally came back and won 6-2. So very interesting to see how it's going forward. I still have the Avs winning by game 6, I think. So we'll see if that does actually come to fruition or not. But yeah, just a little. Oh, and then Igor Shesterkin, the goalie for the New York Rangers, won the trophy for best goaltender in the league.
Which you said did not get much love, man. A lot of hate.
Did not. A lot of hate. So I didn't realize that a lot of people hated on the Rangers in general, but I don't spend a lot of time arguing with people online about sports. So I just I went onto the post that the NHL, like the announcement post. I like silly me reading some comments, but I was just like scrolling through some. I'm like, Jesus Christ, because usually it's like a player is announced or whatever. Best in the league, MVP, whatever, you know, Tom Brady, you talk about Steph Curry. People are like, there are a few haters, of course. There's always going to be people, you know, oh, he's trash. But yeah, Tom Brady can't throw for shit. And like, obviously talking out of their ass, right? But but this one, it was just like, holy shit, people are just angry, like for no reason. I mean, the stats alone prove that he was the best goalie in the league. Even if I was looking at it objectively, because to be honest, I only started like maybe the back half of the season, and then through the playoffs was when I was watching the Rangers. So even objectively, like looking at the numbers, it's not even close. Like save percentage, goals against, he just smoked everybody. So it was just, you know, I mean, I would say he's the only reason that the Rangers made it not only to the playoffs, but through to the conference championship. Was the goalie to begin with. So, you know, because the rest of the players are super young. They're like 19, 20-year-olds that are on there. It's we're in a building phase. So it's just like, all right, everyone wants to, you know, everyone just wants to be a hater online. It's all good. It's all good, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. I feel you. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
All right, let's talk about some Craven news, Chris.
What's going on with Craven?
I'm really excited to get your take on this one. Okay. Let me just pull it up because I feel like you're not even gonna believe me when I tell you.
All right, here we go.
All right, so Sony's Craven, the movie confirms a drastic departure from Spider-Man comics. Now, just seeing that headline, you're like, well, what kind of drastic departure are we talking about? I'm very interested. Let me click on it and see if it's clickbait or not. Not clickbait. In fact, Sony has decided to make Craven a proprietor of nature and a protector of animals, a la PETA. And that is what we are dealing with Craven.
But he's Craven the Hunt.
It's just Craven now. So we have Craven, Craven the Protector. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna call him. Sergei Kravenov, Man of the Animals. Like Tarzan, King of the Jungle. He's Sergei Kravenov. Yeah. Oh yeah. So how you feeling about that, Chris? You feeling good? Do you think this is gonna be an excellent decision on Sony's part?
He's Craven the motherfucking hunter. He hunts people. He hunts animals. That was his whole stick. He hunted so many animals and the best of the animals, the lion, the tiger, the most dangerous of creatures. See, he got to a point where he was bored. And he was like, all right. He ended up coming across Spider-Man, was like, yo, that's going to be a great hunt. This dude is the next dude I'm going after. So now you telling me Craven, the Peter Man, I guess. I don't freaking know what you're going to call him. I don't fucking care. This dude is now sitting here like, you know what? No harms will be done to creatures. I am here to. What is this movie going to be about? Is he going to be going around where he sees somebody walking their dog the way he don't like it, and he's like, you're pulling that chain too hard, you son of a, and he's going to kill him?
Yeah, like what is he going to wear? Because his costume is literally a lion's mane.
The stuff he wore was stuff that he killed.
Yeah.
And he made into costumes. So what is he wearing now? Like, he's got to wear a suit?
Oh my God, Craven in a suit and tie would be fantastic.
My God, no, no.
Could Curry throw the long ball better than Brady could sink a three? Probably not. Curry don't have big arms.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, Curry don't have big arms.
You know what? I don't know, man. I might get my boy. He might have a chance to do it. You can't be serious though.
Craven gets bit by a radioactive PETA activist.
And it changed his whole perspective on life.
Oh my God. Yeah, Craven's costume has to be 100% fur free. Yeah, I just don't. Is he like Craven the vegetarian? Like I don't know what Craven the vegan.
Oh, I can see it now. Somebody's just sitting there eating some bacon, and Craven just walks past and sees that, and he just breaks through the window and just chokes my man to death with his bare hands and rips the bacon out of his throat. Like, oh my God. Matter of fact, let's just have all the fun in the world. And then on top of the screen, it's going to say fatality. Craven wins. Like, what is this garbage, man? You can't be serious.
Yeah. I wish that I was not making that up, or I wish I was making that up. But
after they just did a terrible job with Morbius, was their next logic was like, you know what?
Let's fuck up another character.
Like, how can we mess up all of our Spider-Man characters, our Spider-Man affiliated characters? How can we mess them up? Like, what is the logic behind that? Like, do you really think the world has become that, like, against Craven being Craven? I don't think people would care that much. They know it's a character. Like, come on. Are you, like, really? Is it backlash you're afraid of?
I mean, it's either that, or they know that they're not going to use Spider-Man, just like they didn't use Spider-Man for Morbius, right? So they know they're not going to be able to really tie him into the MCU. So they're like, we need to completely remake this character, just like they're doing with the fucking Mexican wrestler thing that they announced too, which I'm sure will have absolutely nothing to do with the MCU / Spider-Man. So like what are you gonna have, a movie about a dude poaching animals in the Sahara, or I don't know, like, or I guess we're gonna have PETA activist Craven, Sergei Kravenov. I bet you they change his name too. They're not gonna make him Russian because of all the shit that's going on with Russia. So I guarantee that they fucking change that. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Even though it's something you can roll your eyes to, but at the same time, at least that's understandable.
GC 2001 says Black Santa, what up?
What's good?
Craven throws red paint on people for walking out of Burlington's coat factory wearing fur.
Bro,
that's hilarious.
Dude, I don't understand this crap, man. Like, it just angers me more and more. Like, I'm happy you told me, but at the same time, I wish you didn't. Like, part of me wants to just go through the screen and just slap you for telling me this garbage. Bro, I don't believe this, bro. I gotta go out there and go just slap some random person in the face. No, like, seriously, why in the hell would you think this is a good idea? Like, what fan base are you gonna please? Like, I just want to know, who are you going to please?
I really don't know.
They could have been creative, They could have been creative and, like, brought in a character that no one cared, like, no one, that's not, like, just anybody that they could have brought in that's part of, like, a Spider-Man verse, that could have been somebody he hunted that you would be shocked to see who's in there, just to have some creativity. They could have did anything unique, or had him go after he could have went after some mystical creature, like something. Yeah. But instead,
I would have been down with, like, the Loch Ness monster.
It didn't even have to be real. It didn't have to be real.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Loch Ness monster or Bigfoot hunt or something like that, or like the Yeti or some stupid shit like that. Like, it still would have been somewhat entertaining. And to your point, Chris, they have already announced 2 bullshit random ass characters, being Calypso and Chameleon. So we're already bringing in D-list characters into this movie. And so yeah, they still can't get it right. So I don't know if Sony just can't fucking, like, connect. I don't know if it's like they're just using, like, the Japanese subsector of their company to try to convert American comics and they're just not connecting, or I don't know what it is, man. But something needs to change because I feel like Disney / Marvel are just sitting there like, what are you doing?
Right. Like, some of them are laughing, the other ones are just like, dude, they're just making this worse for everybody. What the hell?
Craven will wear leopard print skinny jeans. I hope so. I hope there's some leopard print skinny jeans. We got to save our comics and investments, man. You can't let Hollywood ruin it. I'm cool for minor changes, but not agendas. So Craven's first appearance, I feel like, will never be a cheap book. It's under 20. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 15, so it's under the 20 issue mark of Amazing Spider-Man, which is like one of the highest selling, aside from X-Men, titles. A title that sells for the most money consistently too. So I don't think that we have an issue as far as it dropping. Obviously, there's been a small bubble in the investment community anyway, so you may see it deflate a little bit from that. But it's always going to be an expensive book. That being said, don't go out there and buy these random, fucking like Calypso, or the fucking wrestler. I can't even fucking remember his name anymore. El Muerto, that kind of shit.
Rey
That
Mysterio.
would be a terrible Rey Mysterio. Yeah, you could buy regular Mysterio, but don't buy Rey Mysterio.
But no, man, like, dude, man, I'm a big Rey Mysterio is so cool, man. I wish they did so much better with him because they're wasting Rey Mysterio. But anyway, this ain't about Rey right now. I just hate the fact that when you even freaking said Chameleon, they could have did something where they looked at what happened with the Batman and looked at how they worked and made Riddler so interesting. Not saying that he's never had interesting moments in the comics, as he had, and even the Joker versus Riddler stuff was interesting. He had his moments, but I'm saying the way that they made him so much more interesting than anything he's been on any movie, they made him so much more interesting and made him such a key factor. You could have actually tucked that kind of role with Craven, using his detective, making him more of a detective and showing his hunting side on somebody like Chameleon who can change into different things and different people. You could have made that a cat and mouse game and made Chameleon like this really smart guy, and they're going back and forth trying to figure out who's who, and Craven's trying to figure out who is Chameleon. He could have been like, I've heard of this guy, this myth, this like whatever, and now he's hunting him, and then Chameleon knows Craven's this big time hunter. He's after him, and it's a cat and mouse game. Instead, we're getting I don't even know what to call what we're getting.
We don't even know what we're getting now.
But tell me that won't be more interesting though.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. You're right. You could have brought in these other characters, changed a little bit if you wanted to change a little bit. But I don't even see how this plays into like you can't even make an argument for like a PC, whatever agenda role for this. This is like, yeah, okay, like big game hunting is not what it used to be. I can agree with that. But this is just a movie. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I don't know. And you didn't even have to. You could just say he comes from a background of that kind of shit. Now, like I've already seen memes and shit where it's like Craven is the new Ace Ventura. So it's like Craven the pet detective or whatever, and then like him coming out of Ace coming out of the rhino butt or whatever is like Craven coming out of Rhino's ass.
Telling Spider-Man, no, you cannot harm this creature. This beautiful
yeah. Oh shit. See, like shit like that would be fucking hilarious, but
that would be freaking great, man. I mean, damn, the boys will have some competition with things coming out of butts now, but man, I'm sad now. I'm partly sad after hearing that crap, bro.
Honestly, I don't know what I just don't know what to think about any of the Sony live actions, and I'm starting to get concerned about what they're doing with the fucking Spider-Verse shit with Miles. So I don't know, but because Into the Spider-Verse, one of my all-time favorite fucking movies, and it's incredible, and it's just so hard to believe that we're getting this bullshit from the same studio that made something that was such a masterpiece. And so I'm just like, oh my god, if the second Miles movie is trash, I don't know how I'm gonna take that as a person, because it's just I'm gonna be deeply offended, like to my core.
Bro, you talking
But
about a one-hit wonder, bro. They looking like it, bro.
a one-hit
They
wonder.
looking like it, man.
GC says they making everybody soft these days.
Bro,
They're
they
doing
doing
something.
something, bro. They doing something, man. They softening everything up. I don't know what's going on with them right now, man. Whether they making people soft or they tripping 100%. And I don't understand how you can bring this. None of them have to be Spider-Man fans whatsoever, because I don't see how you can bring this to a board of people and this is your idea, and they're just like, we agree with this.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been that first person, like,
maybe
dude,
they're just doing this
and don't ever come back. Like, you're fired. Like, no.
You're fired for even thinking about this.
You're fired for even pitching that terrible idea because I don't want someone like you on the team. That is terrible. That's terrible. You got 10 seconds to redeem yourself. Go!
I think that maybe they're just being super petty, like, haha, we have the Spider-Man characters and we're just gonna fuck them all up out of pettiness and spite. Maybe that's what their game plan is.
And then watch Marvel somehow do something and somehow introduce a 10 times better Kraven that they couldn't even figure out with the most simplest things. It's
I don't know.
Man.
I don't
Maybe
know. All right.
They make these characters so lame that Marvel has to give up so much more money to get them so they can do justice with them or something. I don't know.
At this point, I think Marvel's just gonna let them spiral themselves down. Because did you see the shit where Sony now, to like recoup money that they lost on Morbius, is they're re-releasing No Way Home to theaters?
Are you serious?
With extended bonus scenes or extended scenes or something. So yeah, they're gonna re-release No Way Home into theaters. Yeah. Also, their Spider-Man movies that they continue to promise are going to make it to Disney Plus are available in other countries besides the United States. So if you have a VPN and you're able to trick, your IP address into thinking that you're not in the United States, you can watch the Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus now. But
bro, some of them need to sponsor us too. That man right there just gave y'all a good plug.
Oh yeah, NordVPN is one of the better ones. So shout out to them. All right, so let's go ahead and move on from Craven and just being depressed as fuck, and let's talk about The Boys, because hell yeah, let's talk about The Boys. What'd you think of this week's episode, Chris?
I enjoyed it, man. It was pretty fun. Oh man, it's definitely getting to that their end game, but I did hear that there is going to be a season 4, 100%, which not surprising. It was kind of like a lot of us figured it would be, but it was good to get that confirmation 100%. Like, yep, season 4 will become. What we got real quick.
Rob is saying the thing is, if Sony pumps out these shit movies with a $25 million budget and they gross $60 million, that is a successful investment. That's why Venom 2 happened and Morbius 2 is happening. I guess. Like, what if you were to make a movie for $60 million though, and it made $300 million? Like, and like $25 million, because Deadpool was made on $70 million, and Ryan Reynolds complained about, like, he was like, there was no money for shit. Like, we had money for one good scene, and then everything else we had to like really scrape for. And that movie made $1 billion. So like, he could fucking do it. Then Sony can get off their ass and fucking do it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. I don't even see how they're gonna be able to make a Morpheus 2 after that first one. Like, seriously, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know how they greenlit that. They also, of course, have a Venom 3 being written by Tom Hardy, who apparently Tom co-wrote the script for Venom 2, and now he's like taking a lead writer role for Venom 3.
Yeah, so, I heard that too.
Yeah. I will be Sony's reckoning. So GC says, man, y'all got me wanting to stick to Golden Age books, good old-fashioned horror gangsters, and them things. That's right. They had them titties all over those books.
All over,
but yeah.
Bro, yo, Jesus Christ, man. It's so funny because then we go back to The Boys. It's so funny because you say that, and yeah, that's what 100%. Every single female hero or villain, I mean, their titties was just gigantic and just right in the screen, right in the book, so you know what's going on. And they made sure there was there wasn't much clothing there. Like it was like basically a screen holding everything together. I was looking at like Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, and I was looking at the costumes and 11, and it's just so crazy how Mortal Kombat 9, I mean, it's basically just like titty galore. And then you look at Mortal Kombat 11, and they definitely toned it down. Like,
oh, really?
Like Katana's breast size went completely down to like a normal sized woman, like definitely like a normal sized Japanese woman. Where in Mortal Kombat 9, her titties was like bigger than her head, and it's like you can see the difference between how things are from then to now. And
who was that? Melina?
2009 came out. Mortal Kombat 9 came out like 2011. So just looking at 2011 to now in 2022, just an 11-year difference, and it's like, damn, huge difference. And Katana is the girl with the fans in Mortal Kombat. Blue ninja, if you want to call her a ninja, but the blue ninja, Liu Kang's girl, basically.
Got it.
So yeah,
who was it that you compared? What's her name to? Oh shit,
bro, Melina.
I thought it was Melina. Oh my god.
Those choppers. Yo, bro, why you being mean, bro? Why you talking about those choppers, bro? I mean,
neither one of us works there anymore.
Nice,
okay,
bro, why are you doing that?
So when Chris and I worked together at whatever establishment it was that we worked together at, there was this girl who was a cashier who, body wise, solid, can't complain as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And then open the mouth to smile or talk, and it was just like, I hate being so mean, but like that is true. Like some people just got fucked up teeth. I got some fucked up teeth. It's all good,
right?
But like, you know, it was just very blatant. Let's just put it that way. So Chris gave her the loving nickname.
Bro, I like Melina though, bro. I'm a fan of Melina. It's just those
look, you're not on trial here. It's okay.
And that's Melina. Melina has one of the best bodies you'll ever see. But when she opens her mouth, she a little tuck cotton. You know what I'm saying? You know, damn man.
True story. I made this poor girl cry on her first shift working for us.
And I had to be the one to stop her from crying and console her and calm her down.
This poor person had to put up with both of us in real life. If you can imagine that, that's just absolute shenanigans. I don't wish that on anybody.
That's how it is, though. That's how it was. As brass and crazy as I am, that's the funny part about it. You would think James would be the one who's the nicer and the calmer and like the more approachable one. No, James was out here making people cry, and then I would have to be the one to clean that shit up and go behind and be like, it's not as bad. He didn't mean it exactly that way. And I had to be the one to calm everybody down. And I don't know how many times I did that because James was making people cry. Excuse my language. He making people cry. That's what James was doing.
Look, no one wanted to be there. So like I had to get something out of these people. Like it wasn't, Chris and I were putting in work, it's sweating. Yeah. It's like 3-4 in the morning, and no one else, pulling their weight. So you had to get them going a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean? Street food is good. Mortal Kombat 9, better collect it before they ban it. I don't know if they're gonna ban it, but whatever. Bro, what happened back in the day when we played Mortal Kombat and we had that quarter on a string to get more credits? Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm
talking about. Arcade days.
Some arcade games, bro. Oh man, we're gonna do another episode. We talk about arcade games, and we're gonna do another Mortal Kombat episode too, because that's gonna be some fun stuff. That's gonna be
for sure. Going back on video games, and speaking of video games, did you know that they? I'm sure you know, but they released the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder game to the Switch. Yeah, Alexis bought it last night, downloaded it.
It's really fun,
and she's been playing it. Yeah, I'm like waiting to get a turn. She's hogging the Switch. I'm like, bitch, what the hell's going on? I'm trying to play this game. This was my jam back. You talking about arcade? That shit we used to play on the arcade. And it'd be like, oh, my toes. Like all that shit. It was just bringing back memories, just listening to the music and shit going on. I was like, just wait till you fall asleep and I steal that Switch. Just ruin all your high scores. Man.
Oh my God.
Mortal Kombat women will be wearing baggy sweats and sporting face cream for the next game.
Bro, no, it's so crazy how they drastically changed that, man. Like, it is a totally different situation. And I'm like, man. Wow. It's just like, I couldn't believe it because I haven't played like Mortal Kombat 9 in a minute. So I was just going back and looking at the stuff and I was like, dang.
Oh, I'm sure you were looking
from 11. Like that.
Going back.
But no. What you say?
I said, I'm sure you were looking at it, a little closer.
Yeah, right. I was looking at it, bro. I was staring a whole. I was like, damn, man, Katana, Melina, Sonya, man.
Ridiculous. All right, sidebar that went on too long.
I love the scene where they did a musical. That was so funny to me.
Oh, that was so random.
It was so funny.
I was like, what the fuck? I knew it had to like be some kind of weird sequence for Kimiko, but I was just like, that is strange that they would include something like that.
Because it was so random. It just made me laugh. I was like, really?
I was like, and then like I just kept going. Like I knew they were trying to push for like a really awkward amount of time that they were doing it. And I was just like, they're still fucking singing. Like I thought it would be like a little 10-second funny thing. It was like a minute or two. I was like,
it was like a couple of minutes. Yeah, it was like 3 minutes. But it was just funny to me because I was like, really? Okay.
She wants out so bad, though. I'm surprised that I thought she was gonna make it, but I was still a little surprised. But she wants out of that group, and she wants to take Frenchie so bad. They just bounce. But Frenchie has this fucking loyalty to Butcher, and now he's getting caught up with the little Nina shit, and having to do assassin work for her.
Cause you said she wants to date him.
Who? I'm sorry.
Did you say she wanted to date Frenchie?
Kimiko?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that she wants to be out of the group. She wants to right? Because she wants to take Frenchie and go to Marseille, maybe I think is what they were saying.
Yeah, she was very happy when she was like she lost her powers, basically.
Right, because she's like, hey, I can't heal. It's all done. And so now we can leave the group, basically, just go live our lives, which is what they want to do. But Frenchie's it's like a sick, twisted loyalty that he has to Butcher. Even though like Butcher really like he kind of gives back here and there. I feel like when it most counts, he's there for them. Otherwise, it's like fuck him. You know what I mean? As far as like the Butcher mentality goes.
It's basically once they lose their usefulness for him, he's just like,
yes,
you're not useful anymore.
Yes, but also like he has proven even like he's come through for Huey on multiple occasions where when Huey seems like he's down and out, like not going to be useful, whatever, he just gets him back in the game type of thing. And he doesn't have to do that. Like Huey, it's literally like besides the revenge motive that he's already kind of gotten back, there's nothing pushing him other than Butcher. And so
but see, that's the thing. I'm happy you said Huey because that's basically he looks at Huey like he even does in the comics too as basically his conscience. He's the one who's supposed to like because in the comics it definitely really came across like even to the bitter end it was like if something pops off you're going to be the one I truly believe would have to put me down. Like you're the one I put my faith into. Mm-hmm. Basically, it gets to a point where it's like when I do what I'm going to do,
right?
Because he's in the show, he's like losing himself more and more and more, and all of his morals are basically just leaving.
Yeah,
and he's become basically
especially now.
The only thing that matters.
Yeah, especially now that they're dealing with getting into the Compound V, the Temp V. I think you're right. I think that's a main reason why he didn't want Huey to take it at all, because now it's like they're both kind of corrupted towards it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen continuing on. Oh, well, actually, we do kind of know what's going to happen in this next episode. We're going to get Herogasm. So that should be fun. But we had Maeve not quite make it. It's kind of up in the air as far as what's going on there. Did Homelander kill her? Did he not? He's sitting there like talking all aggressive with her, and then that Black Noir like coming out of the shadow thing or from right behind, and just that got me. I didn't expect that to have. I was like, oh shit. Like it was just very surprising the way that he just snuck in and he's like, all right, you're out of here. But yeah, that was, I thought was very interesting. And then Starlight is freaking out, of course, because now it's like, you know, is Maeve alive? Is Maeve dead? She was kind of a part of the plan to take down Homelander, and that plan is very rapidly going to shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Homelander, I really enjoyed the board meeting scene with Homelander as the head of the board, and just like fucking humiliating the person who was trying to ask him questions, like actual questions about the company. And he's like, do you think I'm fucking stupid? Like, just totally going off on this woman who's just asking normal ass business questions. And oh my god,
What would you do if you was in his situation? You ask the question and you can tell this dude is getting one of the funniest, and I say that because one of the funniest things, I don't know if you watch Vlad. You know who Vlad is, who does like a bunch of interviews with celebrities and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. He did an interview with Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Right? And he was asking Tyson, he was like, so, you know, like Tyson was basically talking about the streets and everything. And then Vlad brought up the fact, and he was like, well, you know, you've always had like you've always like, I forgot exactly the first part he said, but it basically came down to, he was like, you always had an attraction to the streets and to the gangs and this and that and the gangsters and all that. And Tyson was like, you think I'm attracted to them?
Right.
And he got serious. Yeah. And then Vlad was like, no, I meant that, you know, like he was getting scared. He was like, no, I meant that, like,
I'd be scared too. Tyson's crazy.
He was like, you always talk about the gangs in the streets. And he was like, well, you know, when I didn't have anything, they would come check on us and they would give us money. They would, my mother didn't have any sugar. They would come over and give us sugar and everything. They would always look out for us when we didn't have nothing. They would give us milk and everything. Like he was talking about, the streets looked out for him and his family. So he looked out for them. He had the respect back and forth. But I bring it up because Vlad was scared. He even said later on, he was like, even though he had all this security, they were so close to each other. He was like, he thought Tyson was going to really hurt him. But luckily Tyson chilled. But he said Tyson went into it just like that. And you can look in his eyes like, if I say the wrong thing, this dude might kill me. You know what I'm saying? So in this situation, it's legit, literal. This dude actually might kill me.
Right. I don't think Vlad meant it as a well, hold on. So I don't think Vlad meant it as a disrespectful thing, but of course, how it came across to Mike Tyson, how people perceive things is always going to be different, right? So
he did not mean it in any way. He meant it as like you always had that he used attraction, and that for Tyson that might have been the wrong word, but he meant that you always had that you would go to the streets. You would go to these gangsters. You had that like friendship, or at least that want to know what the gangsters and what's going on and what they're doing. You want to be there. You want to be around them. That's really what he meant. He didn't mean it as any disrespect or anything. For sure.
Right. Yeah. So then if we're talking about like if I'm on the board of Vought, and dude, I mean, I'm not fucking with home. Like, you think that Mike Tyson could fuck you up? Yeah, he gotta be within arm reach of you, Homelander.
That's what I'm saying. This dude will actually kill you.
Yeah, from across the room with lasers coming out of his eyes.
Right,
you ain't gonna fucking see that shit coming. Yeah, exactly. You don't even have to fucking move. So yeah, no, man, it's gonna be interesting because they're obviously showing that Homelander's just gonna run the company down into the ground. Like it's he has no idea the going-ons of Vought. If we look at the character that Juan Carlo Esposito plays, I forgot his name. But he that just went to jail. He has so much hidden and compartmentalized in the company, and he doesn't even want it to be a superhero company. He has said that on multiple times. This should be a pharmaceutical company, and that produces superheroes. It shouldn't be a superhero company that produces pharmaceuticals. So I think that is going to be a different switch. I think he's going to find himself dealing more and more and more in the bullshit than he wants to, like all the numbers and figuring out how to do cover-ups, and he's going to get increasingly more frustrated, I feel like, with the superheroes, and his solution is always just fucking kill them. So I think it's just going to become like, if you don't do your job right, you're going to fucking die, and then he's gonna run out of people to replace everyone that he's just axing, because that's just who Homelander is. He doesn't have the patience. He has the maturity of a child, and he has this great amount of power. And I hate to resort on the Spider-Man line, but he's got zero responsibility with it. So it's gonna be very funny to see how this goes forward with this arc that they're doing.
And that's perfect the way you said it too, because it sums up everything when it comes to Homelander and who he is. It's like when I said before, like, he's not a good fighter. He just has superpowers that blocks all of that. Like, this dude ain't no real master of combat. He just has the powers you're so much stronger than everybody else that it doesn't matter whether you can fight or not. But if it's on even terms, you're gonna get your butt whooped. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the brain stuff, the dude ain't no freaking idiot, but he's not a genius whatsoever. He's not smart, and he's not a businessman. He knows nothing of that stuff. And you can't just kill everybody, just like in other superhero stuff and other villains and everything. Like even in Blade, let's use Blade for example. When in the Blade movies, when they had like the vampires in charge of everything, they didn't just kill everybody, because that's not how that's going to help them. You still need people alive to get stuff done.
Right.
So if you start killing everybody and everybody's fearful of you and they're not even going to work with you because they know you're just going to kill them, you can use that for an intimidating factor, but you can't kill everybody that gets you pissed off. And like Kingpin, he can't just kill every single person. But Homelander wouldn't understand that part of it. He's just going to kill everybody who just pisses him off.
Yes, for sure. Final Dragon says you can distract Mike Tyson or Homelander by dropping a pack of Swisher Sweets on the ground and then just letting them spit it, then wham. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Homelander, I will say, even though he's not like the brightest tool in the shed or sharpest tool in the shed, he's very curious. He's just lets that curiosity drive him, which again, maturity of a child. He always wants to know. He's always asking why. And so he's letting that kind of steer him. And even still, I think he's still letting that why, kind of wanting to know. He wants to know everything, but he can't know everything. But like, that's just kind of what's driving him. So I think that's kind of what led him to Maeve as well. He was like, well, fucking A-Train's talking about Shockwave and Starlight starting a coup. Well, what the fuck is Maeve over here doing? What is she really doing? Because, she's putting on this act like she's on this bender, binge drinking, going crazy, but really she's training, she's trying to sharpen and hone her skills. And what the fuck is she doing that for?
Which again, in the comics, it did not help her whatsoever, and she got murked. And it's a huge possibility, like, if she's not dead now, it's just gonna have the same exact outcome when she like fully goes after him. It's gonna be the same thing.
I can't see her already being dead.
You think she's already dead?
No, I said I can't see her already.
Yeah, I don't think she's
dead. I feel like
think he will kill her though. I do think he will eventually kill her. I think she will charge at him. She will attempt it, and he will kill her.
I think she's not long for the world for this season. But I think it would be a very huge disservice to her character, almost disrespectful to the character that they've built on the show, if they just kill her off screen. Like, they don't even show.
I agree. Yeah. You need to make sure that you see him kill her. It can't be an off-screen death. I agree with you 100%.
Cool. All right. Anything else with this latest Boys episode?
Nah, that is just continuing to be fun, and obviously both of us are still enjoying it, and it's just love it.
Absolutely. And then apparently the next episode coming out this Friday is going to entail Herogasm. So we're gonna see. I really hope that we get to see Homelander fuck Soldier Boy. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Not
I I don't want to see that part. You make me excited for that. I'm good. I don't need to see that.
I'll be there with my popcorn, extra butter. You know what I'm saying?
Extra. Where's
Like,
the
all
butter
right.
coming from anyway?
Why is there a hole in the bottom of the popcorn bag? Shit. All right, let's move on to our other weekly shows that we have going on. We got Obi-Wan that dropped the latest episode last Wednesday. New episode tomorrow. This episode, hot off the heels of a kind of filler episode,
It was fire.
it was fire, man. I don't know how people are still hating on this. Maybe like they think they have all this Star Wars knowledge and something's not adding up 100%. But goddamn, I thoroughly enjoyed that last episode.
Same, man. I enjoyed it so much. Obviously the big thing was when old girl finally she tried to go at him. And the part that was so good about that fight was the fact that Vader showed the difference in their power. He never once needed or even went for his lightsaber.
He did and eventually go for it. But then like the craziest part when he like gave it back to her, where like the confidence of having her basically where he could have just like done the same shit with Dooku where he had the double saber and just fucking do his signature, chop the head off. But to fucking give her the saber back.
Yeah, because he never went for his. He never needed to go for his own lightsaber.
Oh my god! And then someone was telling me that wasn't peak Vader, like the prime of Vader. I'm like, what do you smoke? The dude stopped a ship in full fucking force takeoff, chokeholded it, and just brought it back to the goddamn. Like, how is that not peak Vader? I don't understand. Like, what more could you want from this show? It is just giving us. And we get the flashback of Anakin and Obi-Wan training together. That
showing
was dope.
Anakin's biggest thing was he needs to win, and his
between the strategies of the two, and still showing,
and the way he was fighting was more similar to like an aggression of a Sith than the calmness of a Jedi.
Yes, I was exactly what I was about to say. That he hit the power and the aggression that Anakin had still was showing then. And oh my gosh, man, it was just, I loved it. I totally did not see the twist coming with the third sister. So spoiler alert. I didn't think that she was going to be going after Vader.
I wish I would have said, I thought that was the whole thing, that she was from the get-go, that she was one of the kids. I thought that, because I always thought that was the reason why she was pissed at Obi, because she was one of the kids. Obi, obviously he shows up at the thing, but he never went to like rescue them or look but see if any of the younglings was actually alive and well. He just went there, they did a little talk, and he just left. I thought that I really thought that the whole time that she was going to be one of them that Anakin like struck down, but he didn't kill her. He stabbed her in the stomach.
No idea.
He didn't kill her.
Had no idea. I was tickled by that revelation, and
that's good. That's still good.
Yeah, and the anger that she had towards Vader that just came out of nowhere too, for me. So I was just like, hell yeah! The fight between the two of them was just, I loved it. It was fantastic.
And it really won the fight. It was a one-sided.
Well, yeah, it was definitely a one-sided display.
She gave it her best, and like I said, that's what showed the power. He did not need to even go for his own lightsaber. It was not a thought in his mind, because he knew how much the gap in their power is just. He's using like one hand, just dodging everything she does. She's giving everything she got, and it's nothing to him. Right. And then the only thing, and this is not even like an issue, this is just like the one thing I was like, is he didn't kill her. He let her live. And of course, we don't know what's going to happen. And he could end up killing her like at the end. And we don't know what's going to happen with her, period. I do feel she needs to die. I do feel she needs to die and not be something where it's like, all right, we're just going to bring her in some random thing in the future. No, she needs to die. Because like you don't hear anything from her whatsoever moving forward. Like she just needs to die here, not just be stranded somewhere. And no, just kill her. But I felt Vader should have killed her, like right then and there. Vader should have just like killed her, because in most situations, honestly, in pretty much every situation, especially in the comics, if someone turns on Vader and actually goes after them, and definitely when he knows their plot and their full plan, because he knew it from the Grand Inquisitor or whatever,
Right.
Vader wouldn't have let them live. He would have made sure they died. And then he would have just been like, that's the end of it.
It was, I agreed that it was
like, but I don't know what's going to happen. I wasn't angry. Right. I was like, I can't wait to see how this ends.
Right. I'm with you. It was a little surprising, I guess, to me too, because when he just stabs her and then the real Grand Inquisitor walks up and then they both kind of just walk off together. I was like, oh, like I kind of thought he was gonna chop her head off or like, go in and then fucking like drag it across really slow, like one of those, like there's no fucking coming back. But I'm with you. So either they got plans for her to torture her or some crazy shit like that, or well, we know she don't win in the end. You know what I mean? Like
we definitely know.
We know it's not going to work out in her favor, but
no.
To see what it, or maybe like they really did just leave her to fucking die. Like maybe he just like, you're so beneath me that like someone else can fucking whatever. Throw you in the furnace or whatever the fuck they're gonna do.
Again, man. Again, I know. I think I damn near bring this game up every time we talk about this series. But again, with Jedi Fallen Order, when in Star Wars Fallen Order, not Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Fallen Order, when Vader finally shows up at the end, which again is such a hype freaking moment. When he shows up at the end, he kills the girl. He does not let her go. He comes up behind her. He freezes her in place with his power. Walks behind, you hear his breathe. He jumps down like a badass. You hear the landing, and he's like, "Inquisitor, you failed me." And she's like her last words, and she's like basically like screaming, revenge, like save yourself, blah blah. She's like her last words or whatever. And then he cuts her down. There's no like let her live. Like he just cuts her down, and she's
right.
Dead.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, bro. Vader should have did the same thing to her right then and there.
Something's gonna happen then, I guess, for this this finale. Vinyl Dragon says, "Bro, you all have a bigger celebrity reach than me. Please forward me Third Sister's handle. I need them digits." He trying to slide in the DMs and get some numbers. All right, I feel it. I feel it. I can respect it.
Man, I can respect it too, man. I'll be, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do know what I do, man. I'll be nice. You know what I'm saying? When I go by a house, I drop them presents off. Them presents off. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure I'll help y'all out there, bro. I'll make sure I'll sit over here one.
Ridiculous. Black Santa. Oh my gosh. It's funny. She is quite a looker though, for sure. I'll let her do some dirty things to me with a lightsaber. That's all I gotta say.
All right, hold on, bro. Look, you gotta understand, a lightsaber, that ain't something you want to have them do dirty things to you with, because that's things that'll like cut you in half.
Yeah, I'm for it. Whatever you
guys do. It may be your last adventure, but it'll be an adventure you're gonna enjoy.
Let's put it this way. I'm gonna remember it till I die. You know what I mean? Because I'm dying like a minute later. Oh man. Let's talk about the other weekly content that we got. Miss Marvel, we'll go over that briefly. I'm still liking the show, enjoying the show. I'm not gonna say it's like my all-time favorite thing that Disney Plus has put out, but do I think it's better than Hawkeye? Yes. Do I think it's better than the What If? Yes. Do I think it's better
than What If?
Than what else was there? Hawkeye, What If? What was the Ooh, it might be close to Falcon and Winter Soldier for me.
I knew you were gonna say it. I said don't do it, and you still did it.
It's close. It's not. I don't think it's better, but it's close. It's close to on par with that show for me so far. We still need to see the full thing. I need to get the whole picture.
After 2 episodes, you already.
I still need to get the whole picture.
You're being a prisoner of the moment, man. I think you're being prisoner of the moment.
I didn't say it was better.
After 2 episodes, you're telling me you comparing the two?
It's close, is all I'm saying.
You're comparing them already after 2 episodes, bro.
I am.
Come on, bro.
100% I am.
At least let it finish first. Let it finish first.
That's what I'm saying. I'm letting it finish before I give it a full
thing. Give it an entire week.
Yeah.
A whole week and truly think about it. And then you'll be able to give like a legit thing.
I will. No, for sure. I'm just saying where we're at so far. That's just kind of what I'm at. But here's also what I'll say is that it's very quirky. It's not going to be for everybody. Obviously, it's very kid driven. The target audience is for children for sure. And just what I want to say about Ms. Marvel in general. Okay, this
Okay.
character, even Carol, if we're going back as far as Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel, who was introduced in 1976, she doesn't have the deep roots of the early 60s characters that everyone has, or like pretty much all these other characters that we now have, right? So, what I want to say for comic fans out there, comics were not popular in the 60s. They were barely popular in the 70s. The 80s and 90s is when it was really like height of popularity, I would say,
Yeah,
for
that's
the
when the
comics.
business
So
started booming. Yeah.
a lot of comic fans, and especially like today, are going to be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and like that kind of area demographic.
True.
Marvel knows that obviously they have that demographic locked in. Not everything now is going to be targeted for people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s because they're also trying to build a new generation of fans and people who like these people that don't even know a world without having superhero movies. There are people now that are out and about that don't know a world without the MCU, which is kind of crazy, but just to think about that. So then we're talking, that's just Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel. Then we're talking about obviously we had Monica in the 80s, and then Kamala Khan is barely a decade old.
True.
So for everyone fucking complaining about this show, here's what I have to say to you. Just shut the fuck up and let the kids enjoy this fucking show. God damn, like it's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
right.
So the numbers came out about the streams of the show, and they're like, this was the worst or the lowest streamed show that Disney has put out, period. And then of course everyone just jumps immediately to the go woke, go broke philosophy that they want to spurt because they're angry and racist and all that shit. But that I don't think that's the case, man. I think that there are just genuinely less children watching than there are, grown ass adults who are able to watch. So that's all I think. That's what I think. I think that Marvel's doing a good job, and they're trying to rope in the younger generation to continue moving the phases forward. And not everything it has to be 100% tailored for you. And
you gotta also
your
understand. Oh, go on, finish.
Oh, I'm done. That was it.
And you got to also understand, to piggyback off what you said, when you look at, to break it down in this aspect, when you look at when me and you grew up in the 90s, the way to get to the kids then, to get to us, was with those kind of action, very sexualized characters, right? That was a really good way to get to those kids. That's not, you got to understand, this is a different generation.
Yeah,
this is not what should be used and what can be used to get to the kids now. It doesn't have to be so action based, like with the anime and the cartoons that was on Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. Very fighting, very this and very that. And you look at the cartoons the kids are watching now, like it's totally different.
Very
and
different.
It's not that same type of. This is what we need to use to get to these kids. So they're using what is more used to get to kids nowadays, with it being more quirky, more of a funny type situation than more of action and more blood and this and that. It could be more quirky and funny and get into a lot of like, I don't know if this show gets into it, but I'm just making assumptions where you're more of like the funny to meme type things and, more memes and like you said, quirky, more of this like colorful type stuff.
Yep.
Kids now, so they're going to use that, and a lot of the characters are going to use that more. So people need to calm down. Like, oh, well, this don't have the action or this don't have that. It's just not who the demographic is. And kids aren't the same as what it was in our time when you was growing up. It's just a different thing.
Yeah. I agree with everything that you just said. 100%. It is 100% a different day and age. And like, here's the other thing. So people were upset that, it's talking about the Muslim culture. There is a scene in a mosque. They do talk about hijabs and stuff, and like with teen girls and the, difference, everything there. Like not everyone is a straight white Christian male. Just gotta put it out there. just because you
That's
are
true.
or whatever, like doesn't mean that the world is. And
Fact.
the fact that the number one religion in the world is Islam uh has a little bit you're kind of in the minority when you're just sitting there like, I can't believe that they would show a mosque or whatever. Like you just sound stupid doing that kind of shit. But I do want to point out two things. One,
Okay.
I did watch the show with Alexis. Alexis is
Okay.
a child / family therapist, and she
Mhm.
actually said thank you for making her watch it, because the subject of like hijabs and stuff came up in one of the sessions. Like one of the kids brought it up, and
Help
if
you
she
connect
hadn't
with
watched the episode, the shit wouldn't like it wouldn't she would
one
have
connect with
had no idea what they were talking about. So um the fact it is reaching the kids like 100%. Is opening discussions. It is kind of introducing some people into the culture. It's not a bad thing, that's good. It's good to have open discussions and talk about different cultures and stuff. So that's one thing I wanted to say. And then another thing, my buddy Phil messaged me,
Okay.
or was in the group chat, and he was talking about why he liked it. Was there were people talking to him about it was just so great to see representation on the screen, period. uh and just like kind of having this emotional moment of their kids were watching this Muslim female superhero on
Mhm.
it, and that like that's who the show is for. So
Right.
like it just kind of had was a little good feel good moment there, because again, is the show the greatest thing on earth? No. But
Right.
is it super solid in comparison to some of the other stuff that we've had? Yes. So I'm just happy in general with these reactions, as opposed to like the go woke go broke just because it's not the top streamed fucking show on Disney Plus type of attitude that people are bringing to the game. So
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you on
here's
everything.
some comments. Norm says Marvel Point One comic value hasn't gone up. Dude, at least look, at least what I will say about that comic book is I was buying them when they were like 15-20 bucks and sold them at 50, thinking that I struck good. And then it hit like $200-300, and I was like, fuck, I didn't even keep one. So I know for a fact that Norm got one in like a sealed pack, 3-pack from me. So if you still have that one, Norm, then I would say just fucking keep holding it, because that's a really cool thing to have. They don't make those 3-packs as
Just real
often
quick,
anymore.
is her power still the same in the show, or is different, right?
So it is a little bit different.
Okay.
She found a like a cuff type thing from her grandmother, which activated this cosmic energy like that was inside of her all along, type of thing. I think is how they're still playing it out. Like she's still kind of figuring out what it does and what it is. But that's kind of like it's definitely different. It's just not just her stretching out, or like her, like she's not inhuman. I think they even referred
So
to
she
her
can't
as
stretch out.
she like it's a weird cosmic projection that she puts out instead of her body that's being like put
Do
out.
you think they did that because of Mr. Fantastic? Maybe they didn't want to have their powers too
That is
similar.
exactly what I said to Alexis, actually.
Because
That's really
that's what
funny
I'm
that you
thinking
said
they
that.
would do that
Yeah,
because it'll make sense. Because if you have her do all these cool things, it kind of takes away from him when he shows up. So they're probably
100%
taking it. That's what
what
I'm
I
thinking.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I think that I think maybe they were like, "Oh, maybe it'll be a little confusing
Yeah.
because we're building a Fantastic Four," and they're
Right.
going to be like, obviously casuals or whatever. They're going to be like, "Oh, well, it's the same exact power," like not knowing who came first, type of thing.
Right.
So
Right.
they do refer to her. She's like kind of being tracked by this agency that we're not sure who it is yet, type of thing.
Maybe
But
Shield.
they referred to her as an enhanced. Their their term for mutants. So not exactly inhuman. But they don't really know what she can and can't do either. So they're just kind of labeling her. That part was probably the only thing that aggravated me, was that they're still using that terminology with the acquisition of Fox.
Okay.
So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but a very minimal like pass by once comment. So I was just like, we're still doing the enhanced shit, but whatever. So yeah. So, but I'm with you on the Mr. Fantastic thing. I agree. I think that's kind of why they're leaning that way. Final Dragon says, Black Santa, you can't say all that. We can't reveal all of this. It's sidestepping the whole back in my day cartoons came on every Saturday morning. Oh yeah, he's calling us old, is what he's doing, I think. Look, back in my day, we had Power Rangers and Dragon Ball, and now they got.
I'm definitely not saying it's better. Obviously, I'm like, honestly, our cartoons was freaking unreal, bro.
Yeah,
like you said, we had Dragon Ball, we had Power Rangers, huh?
Ren and Stimpy,
like we had all that crazy stuff, but
Ed and Eddie. They were putting some wild shit. Yeah,
coming up when we was like, we had some crazy fun stuff, bro.
But
the whole thing. It's just different, though. It's just different. It's a different generation, and they're growing up so different. Like, so it's just gotta understand that people just need to, like, some people who are just crazy online just need to relax and look at the whole bigger picture. And not just be like, oh man, this just sucks and this and that. Nah, like just look at.
I also think
they're going after.
We grew up with no internet,
True,
just saying that like makes me sound like an old bitter person, but I promise you that's not the route I'm going here. But
of course not. No, it's not what he's saying. Yeah,
it's so different from like when we grew up, and it was like cartoons were on a Saturday morning. There was a reason for that, and like that was the only fucking time that we had to fucking sit down in front of the TV and watch cartoons. Now it's like there's YouTube, there's streaming services. Every fucking family has a tablet type of thing. So it is definitely different, like what's being consumed as far as media wise and everything like that. So the game has changed. Not everyone is sitting down in front of a comic or a book, and now that we just have these streaming services and everything like that, it's the media consumption is very different. There's you go to a restaurant, you see a 2-year-old with a smartphone playing games to keep them occupied waiting for the food. That was like not a thing at all. Like, not even close.
How much of a game changer it was when Toonami came out on Cartoon Network, and they started, or just in general, and they started showing cartoons at like when you got out of school. You know how big of a game changer that was for us? Every time we got out of school, we was running towards that TV to be able to watch something, watch Dragon Ball or Saint Seiya and all those other, Sailor Moon or Yu Yu Hakusho. Love some Yu Yu Hakusho. All that good stuff. Being able to watch that was unbelievable. Big game changer. And when it was over, it was like, oh man, now we gotta wait either the next day or the next week for a new episode or whatever the case may be. That's not how that is now. Now you can, like you said, I can go on YouTube and just watch so much content and just never be bored on anything. Go on a streaming show, watch content, go on all this stuff and watch all this stuff, all this Toonami stuff I watched. I can go on Cartoon. It's all this stuff you can do. It's just different, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob saying releasing Miss Marvel in the summer was a poor choice. Most kids are busy with activities and travel. The show will find a bigger audience when school starts up and they need entertainment.
That's not a bad point, though.
I didn't even think about that.
That's an interesting point. The release, that's actually good, because they probably should have released it. They should have took a little old school.
They're also
and released it maybe on school.
Yeah. They're also competing against themselves, really, with the Obi-Wan show, if you want to kind of think about it that way. And also The Boys. They're competing. I mean, whether you want to like compare the two or not, you are a streaming show that releases once a week. You are competing against The Boys. You are competing against your own in parent company show, Obi-Wan. And not everyone is, as crazy as we are and watching every single show the day that it comes out type of thing.
Especially your targeted audience, which is children. They're not going to be doing that.
Yeah, they're not waiting up till midnight on whatever to watch this show. It's like, come on, man. So yeah, I didn't even put that together, Rob. That's a great point.
Rob,
Thank you. Let's see what else he says. Miss Marvel is to kids what Mia Khalifa was to us 5 years ago or so. All right. I don't know about that, but you had a great point in the last one. I'm not sure about that.
Right? I'm like, I don't know about that one either, but you know what?
You just did a 180 there.
But no, Final Dragon as well as Rob, they bring us some good points, man. But especially with that last one with the not
summertime
the leaf of crap, but with the timing, they probably could have did this a little smarter. Because I agree with you, definitely bring up the boys, and definitely if of course your main target is the kids, but you still want the older people to watch. Mm-hmm. But when we got jobs and all this other stuff to do, most adults. You watch the boys, you watch Obi-Wan. That's it. You might not want to go back and watch other stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Vinyl Dragon says when there are too many streaming services, then it's too much competition. Yeah. Some shows become favorites, others become the great value versions. Yeah, absolutely. So
it's true.
Yeah. They're, again, not everyone's as crazy as us, and then it like that's what I feel like some of these people who are whining and complaining need to understand too, is that not everyone is like them and has all this ample time to sit down and watch every single show that's come out or whatever, and put it, whatever they want to put their own little spin or whatever on it and just hate for the sake of hate. We've discussed that in the past too. The hate for the sake of hate is getting a little ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, we sling in records and comics for a living, totally grown. Yeah, no, that's true. I don't want to I don't even know what I was about to say. I agree that with the competition thing, there are a lot of streaming services. Even now it feels like even networks are getting their own thing with Peacock. We have Paramount Plus. We got, obviously Netflix, Prime, Hulu, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It goes down the line. And so you gotta space this stuff out. Just like Rob was saying, maybe it would have been better to release it in September instead of right at the end of the school year. Who knows? And then, like you said, maybe we're gonna see some better viewership as it progresses instead of like right away.
Yeah. Woo! I'll tell you, that's interesting though, man. That's that is interesting. I was gonna say something, I forgot what I was gonna say too.
Roro. Well, while you're thinking about that, I just got to plug real quick. Anyone in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, if you're anywhere near the North Carolina area, Heroes Con is this weekend. I'm so excited. You can catch me there at Smashers Comics booth. I think it's like 1757. But we are going to have a hell of a good time. I can't believe that setup day is only 2 days away. I'm freaking out a little bit. Freaking out just slightly. I've been doing a lot of work these last few days, and I am pumped.
I'm going to tell y'all a secret that Dino's been keeping from y'all, but he is going to dress like Namor, Speedos, and everything. No shirt, just Speedos, and he going to be selling those comics. I'm telling y'all.
Selling that ass and then comics on the side. That's what I'm doing. Catch me in the bathroom at Heroes Con for a quick hand job. $20.
Oh, I said you just making a cosplay. This man talking extra, bro. Damn, bro. What the?
No, you know what? You know what was actually recommended to me? Yeah, the bathroom. You know what was recommended to me? Someone was telling me that I should cosplay Plastic Man.
Oh my God, you would make a good Plastic Man, bro. You look just like him. Oh my God. Oh, bro, yes, you should.
So I wasn't able to get the stuff. Like it wouldn't have shipped to me fast enough. By the time he told me, it was like late last week. So there's nowhere around. I was like, oh fuck. But I was like, okay, the next big show that I go to though, it's a very simple. Like I just need some shoestring, the red shirt and shorts or whatever. Or if I want to go all out and get like a little spandex unitard or whatever the fuck I'm gonna do. I haven't figured that part out yet. But so I'm on board. You can catch me at the next big show with some sunglasses on and looking like Plastic Man. I may go all out and even shave my legs for it. You don't even know. It's gonna be some pasty white legs all up reflecting the entire entire convention center lights into your
I'm
eyes.
blind. I'm blind.
That's the real reason I'm gonna wear the sunglasses. Like, thank God it's part of Plastic Man's decor.
So
I'd
he
be
looks
blinded
down, he doesn't
myself.
blind himself. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that was really fucking funny. So Plastic Man is gonna happen. I've already been told that I need to do Slender Man, then I need to do Jack Skellington, and then yeah. So I think between those three, though, the Plastic Man one was the one where I was like, you know what, I need to fucking do that.
Yes.
For sure. That
absolutely.
All right, so
God. I was gonna say that I love calling somebody a great value choice something. I bring that up all the time when I'm describing things. So man, I love that comment there. That was great.
The great value, yeah. It's just hilarious. All right, everybody, we appreciate you again. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Smash that subscribe button. We're here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Gonna try to make it next week, Chris, but it might be a little bit like super busy post con. So I'll let you know.
I understand. And that's what me and James are also going to talk a little bit real quick when we get off about the Dragon Ball video, because I know you got a lot going on this week. So we'll talk about that too, guys. So that if not this week, it'll be some point either next week or the week after, because a lot of stuff is going on with Dino right now. But me and him going to talk about that when we get off.
For sure. So we appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for chilling. As always, stay villain.